Hello, everyone, again. We're back with another episode of Sumuji Radio Show, and it's a very special time for Maid Cafes this month, for the month of May. If y'all don't know already, May 10th is officially the International Maid Day because it's a pun on the date. I think it was it's a pun with the Japanese pronunciation. So May being May, and then 10 do. May do. It's cute. It's funny. It's funny. I love it. And for this month, we're going to do some special maid related episodes. And we're doing something we never done before, actually, for today. And we are doing an official Sumuji Admins reveal. So let us introduce the first admin. We have our first admin, our manager. Hello, our producer.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Michael. I also go by Dojima. I am the producer and manager for Sumuji. Now, you might not see a lot of me, but I'm in the background.
Oh, you do.
making
He's definitely there.
I am, aren't I?
Yeah, we love it though. Like, if you're like our top hype man, number one fan at like literally anywhere, we love having you. We're so glad we have you.
Incognito hype man.
That makes me
But
really
yeah,
happy.
but yeah, everyone, if you ever been to any of our in-person events, Michael here was most likely the person that you gave your money to purchase things. Or if you had any other questions and you went to the table, you probably saw him there. He's fantastic, great guy. We love having him. He makes everything run smoothly. He's the best. We love him. And second, we have our second admin here. Would the second admin like to introduce themselves?
I am Maid Kyuki, the other admin of Sumuji, also known as the Maid of Many Names. What's up?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I
Okay.
remember.
I feel like I had to make a disclaimer for that. Basically, I was like, Kyuki's not my name anymore. And then, long story short, Kyuki's still my name. The end. But
Yeah,
yeah, I decided to like start Sumuji, but I was like, I'm not about to do this alone. And I knew some great people. And that's how we brought on our two other amazing admins, Maid Marcy and Dojima, the super behind the scenes manager.
Yeah. And me, your radio host, Maid Marcy, I am actually the third admin of the group. So I help Kyuki and Michael wherever they need and anything else. And I also actually, I'll get into that a bit more once I ask the questions for everybody. But I just want to point out that yes, there are three of us, and that may be a little excessive to most. I don't know, but it works for us. We work like very swimmingly together, and I love working with them, and I love I love our little fruity family. It's so good. And thank you, Kyuki,
No.
for making this happen. You are our founder. You
Hello.
put it together. Love you. We love
I
Sumuji.
kind of, yeah,
love
no,
it.
Sumuji, yeah, you say that, but like Sumuji would honestly not be a thing without your efforts. So
Thank
it's
you.
it's always a group effort. Like whenever anyone's like, "Oh, you started a maid cafe. That's so cool." I'm always like, "Yes, but there are more. There are other managers involved, and literally they do so much for the group." And I think that's like a really important thing. Like operating a maid cafe is a lot like operating a real business. Like you can't
yeah.
be a one-man show. You need other people involved.
Most definitely.
But yeah, I'll let you.
Okay, so I will go down the list here and I will ask you which like key task you do for the group. So Michael, what are the key tasks that you do for Sumuji Cafe?
I've got
Well, I do a couple
Fist
of
of the Sun
things. I
and
help manage our appearances.
Mm-hmm.
I resolve conflicts between the not that we have a lot of them, but you know, I help manage those conflicts if they do arise. I keep in communication with other parties like sponsorships, and I run our streams when we have them.
Yes,
Oh
you've
that's
been
right.
been a huge help to us this past year trying to navigate Twitch, Discord, and streaming. Like everyone shouts out to our manager Michael. He does it. He pretty much runs our virtual shows, every single one.
Every time we've done a stream, he's the guy sitting there with like the central hub that everybody's streaming to. And like anytime there's a technical issue, Michael's like, "Oh, hang on, I got this."
I'm still an amateur when it comes to that, but I learn a lot every show we do, and I want to create a better experience for both our maids and our viewers as well.
Yeah, and especially since this past year, like I know before you started focusing on virtual events, you were already like an established event professional, like in person stuff. So you 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 didn't take you very long to become a virtual event professional because you are killing it with this kind of stuff.
Thank you. It was definitely a change of pace. I would
Mhm.
still think my specialty is still in-person events, but I'm not 100% comfortable with in-person events, even though I'm vaccinated
Mhm.
just yet. So I don't think this landscape we have is going anywhere anytime soon. So might as
Mhm.
well adapt to it.
Yeah, and we've been having a lot of fun with our virtual events too, and it's still very fun to do. And everyone, please look forward to when we do have in-person events. So please wait for us, please. Okay, and Kyuki, what are the key tasks that you perform for Sumuji?
Oh gosh, is this okay to say? But honestly, I feel like you two are kind of like the showrunners, and I'm just kind of like there to make the executive decisions should there ever be the need for that. Like,
Mhm.
whenever we're organizing an event and there's just kind of like dispute among the members, I just kind of take a step back and I try to look at situations in a very unopinionated view. And I'm just kind of like, okay, this is what makes sense for this event. This is what we're going to do. And then I also do the behind the scenes stuff like handle our taxes and our sales and creating products when we need to. So, hi, I guess it's my fault we don't have an online store yet.
No, it's okay. Oh,
No, I'm
this
just,
past year has been so
ah.
hard on everyone. It's totally fine.
It's honestly such a wild ride, like, doing taxes, every time I get that letter in the mail, I'm like, "Oh, heck. Here we go with small business taxes." Like, please, just don't get us in trouble.
But I would say, like, another key task that you perform that's very, very, very important is that, like, you're pretty much the head designer of, like, everything.
Oh, I guess I
Mhm.
totally forgot about that. Because so I guess a lot of the tasks that I do, I will not perform the task without the opinions of other people. So, like, when it came to designing
Mhm.
your uniform, when we were first creating our group, I was sending a lot of photos to other people that I knew wanted to participate. I was like, "What do you think of this? Like, do you like option A, option B? Like, what's going to be better for everybody overall?" And that's how we ended up with maroon uniforms, which I think is a very unique color, honestly. Like, I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
looking at, all like the jewel tone colors. I was like emerald or
Yes.
blue and like picking the theme in general. And like, so it was everything I do come up with, but it gets put to a group cast vote, you
Mhm,
know?
mhm.
So
Yeah.
I guess I don't think of what my I guess I don't think of my roles as being just my role. I put them out there and it's up to everyone to vote as to which direction we go with it. Even
Mhm,
down to
mhm.
like the games and stuff that we play. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like I'll store and keep all the games, but I'm just like, yo, staff, you got some good game ideas? Cause like we could use some.
Oh my gosh, I was talking with, who was I talking with? I've done so many of these, they're just so fun, and I think of, like, random moments like this, but remember the one time we were watching, like, at-home videos, and then you saw, like, the basketball hoop on the head game, and you were like, "I'm buying
Dude,
this right now," and you bought it immediately.
literally 10 seconds later on Amazon, yes. And that was
Yeah.
some of the cutest photos came out of that game, and, like, playing a head toss basket game with strangers is really exhilarating, I must say. And I guess my roles also because of COVID, I haven't been really able to perform a lot of them, but a lot of my roles come to our physical events. Like, I'm the one
Mhm,
hauling
mhm.
the suitcases
I was
everywhere,
about to say,
yeah,
yeah.
running to the convention head, being like, "Yo, where's our microphone? We need a microphone stat." And running the music, running the money box, running just, all the things that all the other maids can just, forget about and have a good time, I'll be operating in the background a little bit.
Yeah, like I would say like you two, you guys are like you know what to do at in-person events, and I love that about you guys. You guys are just like I think that's what I also like about us being a team is that we're just like really in sync with each other. Like we know what needs to be done and when it needs to be done. I love
So
that.
Michael handles like the big stuff, like
Hmm.
the snagging of the event. I'll
Mhm.
operate the event, but then what do you do, Maid Marcy?
Well, oh man. I feel like the key task that I do is our social medias actually.
Yes.
So, yeah. I'm the person that posts all the pictures, that schedules them, that makes the captions, that posts the stories. I it's a skill that I learned specifically for this actually, and let me tell y'all, I think I'm pretty all right at it now.
No, so yeah, I said that way because like you kind of set a bar for our social media. So whenever you have to like momentarily leave an event and you're like, all right, handle the social media, I'm just like, oh no.
Oh yeah, sometimes it be like that.
Like, I can't handle this as well as you do. Like, you are the key social media person, and when you
Hmm.
disappear for 10 seconds, I'm just like, "Oh gosh."
No, no, it's okay. But thank you though, thank you. I actually these past couple of years that I've been doing the social medias for Sumuji, I actually legit took classes and like seminars for like social media and marketing and stuff like that, specifically to
Wow.
help Sumuji grow. Yeah, I learned a lot about how we like consume things we see on our phones and like on the internet and all that other stuff. I feel like that's a completely different topic. I kind of don't want to get into it. But yeah, it was super interesting to like learn that skill for that. And I think it also helped me doing all of that kind of stuff like help me communicate better with others. If not so much
No.
my friends and peers, but like other people.
Hmm.
So yeah, the community. I think that's another thing I do. And I guess other cats? No, not cats. Tasks that I help do is support wherever these two need them. So lots of times I will help Kuki with like designs or making things,
Oh,
hauling.
yeah. So, I
Yeah.
still remember there was this one time we decided to redo our butt bows because our original, like, apron back bows, AKA the butt bows, they just weren't up to par to what I wanted them to be, and
Yeah,
Maid
they started
Marcy
like sinking
over.
and looking sad.
Yeah, so Maid Marcy came to my house and we knocked out literally like 15 bows in like 8 hours, and it was just 8 hours of grueling sweating over some bows so that everybody
Yeah.
could have a nice new
It was
shiny
kind of fun
bow.
though.
Dude, I had a really good time with it, honestly. And some of my fondest memories in Sumuji are just the behind the scenes making of the
Oh
uniforms
yeah.
and stuff.
Hmm.
And I look forward to it because we are working on getting everybody into some redesigned uniforms for our next physical event. And it's going to be a journey to get
Oh yeah.
there.
And I will definitely be there to help you along the way.
Thank you. I
Same.
appreciate
I know I don't
it.
do much when it comes to doing that design, but I appreciate all the work that you guys do.
Oh, believe me, Michael, like you fill a humongous, very important gap that we are not able to go up to par to your level, such as the
I
business and appearances.
I would like to think I'm that manager in the back playing, playing mahjong and like kind of always there in spirit, but every time I'm
Yeah.
doing something,
You're
it's
there
still,
with the happy coat. I'd say that's a little more
yeah.
than spirit.
Yeah,
So
you're
I
like
guess
our
to like outline it, like Dojima does all the big stuff, like getting us
like
the
the
events.
business
Yeah.
events,
And
appearances,
then
stuff like
there's
that.
I do a lot of like the behind the scenes taxes, but then I'm also handling on-site things like the music and whatever's going on
Yeah.
there.
So you're
And then
like bookkeeping,
yeah,
design,
Mhm.
and I want to say like inventory management because you
uh,
literally have everything.
literally since COVID hit, where are our games? Who has our games? Because they're not at my
I'll,
house.
uh, I'll check all of my suitcases.
No, I'm pretty sure they're at the Tomatoes house, but we'll find them
We'll
eventually.
see.
They'll pop up. But and then
And
you do all of our
I
social
do,
media and
yeah, I do all the social
everything.
medias and all the internet, like our internet presence. I do all of that and any other supportive tasks that I can help the other two with. So that's what I do.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
So
now that we've covered our major tree roles, as I like to say, because like you can't have a business without a tree. Like there is a little bit of hierarchy, but it's a
but I
tree
feel like yeah,
essentially.
and now that we had that whole conversation about what each of us does, I can't imagine like a single person doing all of these. Like
I know.
that
That's what
is
I say all the
too
time. I'm like,
much.
Sumuji would not exist without the other managers because who would do their tasks? Because it ain't me.
Exactly. I mean, maybe someone's up to it, but I'm good.
I mean,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
we're all adults here, and it's like what adult has that much time to devote to something that isn't, their primary job? It's
Mhm.
it's very
Oh,
it's
that's a
very
good point.
tight to say the least.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
Sumuji is something that we do for fun, for sure. So we all
I
do
would
have to
consider it, yeah. Oh,
we
sorry.
all
Go ahead.
do have to go to like our real lives at the end of the day, but like when we set up and prepare for events, like we're doing it because we just love it so much. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all stressed out on a day-to-day basis. And so, like said, when Arizona tax revenue comes at me, I'm like, oh God, I got things to do. But let's talk about some of the business aspects, like what's needed to operate a maid cafe properly, because we get asked that a lot. Like, how do you
Yeah.
serve food
Alright.
and how do you do all those things?
Well, it's funny that you asked that because you're the one that's gonna answer.
Bingo. So, like said, I handle our tax licensing. Whenever we go to an event and we're selling our goods, we are licensed to do so in the city and the state that we are doing that stuff in. But then people are also like, how do you handle food? Well, fun fact, like, so we always get asked, we're just like, why can't you have better food at your events? And that's because we are legally not allowed to serve food at most of our events. If, a lot of conventions and things, they happened at convention centers and hotels. Those convention centers and hotels have a lot of rules and regulations to prevent people
Mhm.
from bringing in their own internally made food. You have to serve the food that is purchased from the venue. So
Mhm.
the long asked question of why can't you serve better food at your events? That is the
It's
reason
like,
why
it's
it
not
is
up to
a
us.
food safety issue. The cooks and the people at the venue lovingly make extra food just for us to serve to you. We can serve it, but that's about it. We're not allowed to actually handle our food unless, you want to risk food poisoning. But there's a whole I studied dietetics for a little bit. There's a whole shebang why we cannot create, cook and serve our own food. And it is
Yeah.
a safety issue. So it's for your own good that we do not serve better food. So please enjoy the lemonade and cookies that we serve you.
And to expand on that as well, you touched on it a little bit, but a lot of people are unaware of the contractual obligation of the event when it comes to
Yes.
like food and
Mhm.
beverage. Depending on what place you're in, most event runners tend to not have food or beverage in their contract, but that means that we wouldn't be able to necessarily buy out the catering, and that's expensive. Like if you only have one event that's going to be using food at your event, it doesn't make sense to spend $12,000 to buy out the catering when it's only going to be used for an hour.
Yes. So
Mhm.
there's that. And then also the food handlers card in general. A lot of the venues allow us to serve food because a solid like 80-90% of our staff do have those food handlers cards. So we are practicing like sanitary things when we do handle food and everything. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah,
80
yeah.
90% of our staff do have food handlers cards, and we do properly operate with the food that the hotel provides themselves. Like they kind of just come in and drop off the food and they're like, I have fun with this. But we then have to go back there with like tongs and napkins and everything and just be
And
sure that we're
gloves and all of
super safe
that.
about it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because we
Yeah,
don't
I
we
would
don't want
say
no diseases, especially lately.
yeah, and I would say, like, if anyone's listening and they're like, they wanna start a maid cafe or they're in a maid cafe, like, I would say it's not a horrible idea to get food handlers if you plan to, serve food in the
Yeah.
future.
And I would
I
say
mean,
that this probably
yeah.
varies from state to state as well. Like, I'm sure
Mhm.
some states are more strict with their venues on, you know, some venues will probably have it be where the staff of the actual venue has to be the one serving foods, whereas
Oh,
other
right,
are,
right, right.
are like, well, we can give you pastries and you can pass out the pastries, but that's about it. That's the extent of what you're able to do.
Yeah, so pretty much just research like what is like the food handling laws in your state, city, and go from there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So what's
I
next? I feel
wonder
like we covered
what
food pretty well.
I wonder what it's gonna be like once we go back to doing in-person events with food handling.
Oh,
That's a
that's a
good
good
question,
point.
actually.
Yeah, and then oh man, I have some dreams with food at other events, so we'll see. That'll be a stay tuned for the future deal.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna like check up on that question later.
So
That's
I'm
something to
Yeah.
think
really
about.
exhilarated about the
Like,
next topic, and I'm really anticipating getting to it. So can I throw it out there?
yeah, go for it.
All right, y'all ready? Applications.
Woo, okay. Kyuki, do you want to talk about what's the word? TLDR, the applications process?
Too long, didn't read the application process. So applications, a lot of people look at our group and say, I want to have fun. I want to have fun with this group. And we as a group also say, yes, we're here to have fun. However, we are under a sort of spoken contract with all the events that we run, and we can literally not bring all of our staff
Everyone.
members
Mm-mm.
to
Mhm.
an event. So the problem that we run into is that, hey, we want to staff this event. Oh, you have 20 staff members? You can bring 4. And we're just like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
So it kind of
Yeah.
forces us into a position where we have to realistically look at the size of our group, look at the size of our biggest event that we can potentially operate in a single year, and say, okay, this is how many staff members that we can realistically run at this event. And it typically comes down to like 2 to 3 per table maximum. And that's what we have to work with. So as much as we would love to have a big giant, I think, what is there, like an 80 member maid cafe out there,
Oh, I'm
Maid
sure.
Marcy?
I'm sure
You
they're
showed me
out there.
pictures one time. There is like a massive maid cafe in the world somewhere. I want to say it was Germany or something.
Is it the one in
I
London?
don't know who that was.
Yeah, it was overseas. I remember that much. It was overseas. But
But
yeah,
yeah.
as much as we would love to have that, it's incredibly difficult because then as you're all in the group, you literally would have to tell staff, hey, you can't work events. And then it just becomes really depressing and really sad because you have people that are in the group, but they aren't allowed to participate because the event told us, like, you are limited in your staff members. Like, that's what we can do for you. That's what you can do for us. Like, we can't have too many people. And it's also just a fire hazard. If we have too many people on staff, we can't have X amount of people in the room either because it becomes a fire hazard to have too many people.
So many
So
like
that's the safety
ruffles and
side of things.
petticoats. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
that's the
why
safety side of things. And then even on the aesthetic side, it's like you got to get how many people into uniform? The uniforms are all handmade. Like it's a lot. It's a lot if you
yeah.
overstaff yourselves.
Yeah, and that's why you never really see all of us, like all of the members at one event because usually we rotate out of whoever's available or whoever
Absolutely.
can even go. So
Yeah.
a
I
little
want to
little tidbit
reiterate,
about
it's
that.
not like a problem when an event comes and says, "Hey, you can't bring 20 maids to this event," because I think our group does have like 20 plus members at this point. But
Mhm.
most of the times the events are like, hey, can you bring like 10 staff members? And we're just like, can we push it a little bit? Can we get 12? Like, oh heck. But I totally understand why they have to do that because it just becomes a lot. The more people that are in the room, the more hectic it becomes, the more everything.
Yeah. I will say though, like looking at like 20 Sumuji members together, that probably looks really cute.
Oh, I'm sure it does. And honestly, everyone has their own life, their own schedule.
Oh
Have
yeah,
we
oh yeah,
ever even
schedules.
been able to get everybody in the same place at the same time? Has that ever
I've
happened in the
n-
history of Sumuji?
you know what? I've been keeping track of this, but I don't think it's happened. Like we're always like missing like a person or two.
I'm gonna say it. Sugoi.
The roller
But
coaster.
yeah.
But yeah, do you guys have anything else to touch on applications? Because like it really hurts to tell people no But at the end of the day, like we aren't allowed to have everybody in the same place at the same time. So we just have to be realistic about it from the manager or managing
Mhm. Mhm.
perspective of everything.
Honestly, I love hiring season because I love to see like I like to meet these new people through their applications. I think there's some really really splendid people we've seen through applications, but we just couldn't take all of them.
I know.
Uh,
Staff. I'm like, where did you come from? Where have you been this whole time? Like, you just been floating around the
exactly.
continent and no one ever knew of you? Like, oh my lord. Our first ever, our banana butler, Haru,
Yes.
just like this sweet, sweet butler who just popped up out of nowhere. Like, hi, I went to your event. I loved it. Here's my application. And we all just died a little inside because, wow, go banana butler.
Go Butler Haru. What a sweetheart.
Yes. So yeah, I think we also get like a lot of accusations like, oh, you just hire your friends. But no, it's really not that. We do try to look at all of our applications subjectively. And so we have a lot of members that just popped up out of nowhere, like the banana butler.
You know, maybe when we first started, like just to get our like groundwork, it might have been like that. But like at least by like our first or second hiring season, it was all pretty much new people that
Yeah, I would agree with that.
we've
Pre-established
never really heard.
friends. Like pre-establishment, I think before I even put the idea to the public, I came to you and Maid Marcy and I was like, yo, so I think I might try to do this thing. How do you feel? And you both were just like, dude, yes, let's go. So at first, like you have to reach out to your peers, you know, like you have to be like, hey, is anyone going to support me in this? Or am I just like completely off base? Like I need to know. And then I don't know, you put yourselves out there and people just start coming in. And we are always amazed by all the applicants and everybody. And it's so amazing and so special to see everybody. And everyone's applications are so much fun too. Like, Maid Marcy, do you remember filming the sample application video?
Oh my gosh. Yes, I want to redo it so bad.
I honestly don't because I love the original. It's so precious. Is that public?
No, that's private. And maybe one day we'll release it. I don't know. I'm too embarrassed.
I love it. Oh, good lord.
Yeah. Okay. So there's actually something that I think a lot of people want to know, and we'll see if we can condense this into maybe something that's not 5 hours long. Okay, so Kyuki and Michael. So my question is, how do you start a maid cafe?
Ooh.
Okay. Okay.
So
Where do I start with this? Like, do I start with the beginning? Like from the very, very
do you
beginning?
remember meeting at a what was that restaurant?
Was it the one where we did the interview with Geek Life?
No, it wasn't that one because that was over at I think Deegan's house. But it was like 4 or 5 years ago. You met with me at Dozo Izakaya. That's what it is.
Can I Google this? Do I have permission to Google this during the
Yeah.
podcast?
Yeah.
Dozo Izakaya. Oh,
And you were
it's
like,
a real place.
yeah,
Oh,
you
hey.
came to me and you were like, I want to do a maid cafe. And I'm just like, yeah, I can help you with that.
Oh my gosh, Dojima. I don't remember this.
No, it was a long time ago.
That's wonderful.
No.
I love it.
I remember okay, so 4 or 5 years ago. So what about my timeline with our 18 plus counterpart, Dobutsu? When did I join Dobutsu?
You were like in our first round of hiring, I think.
No, not the first round, because you guys had some events. But so anyways, long story short, we go way back.
Yeah.
And Dojima just showed such a knack for like operating events. And as I thought of this idea,
Sorry about that. We took a little break there to recap what just went over. What Michael and our Kyuki, they met a couple years ago and they had a chat because Kyuki noticed that Michael is really good at managing events. So she talked to them, talked it out, and bada bing, bada boom. Couple years later, we now have Sumuji, and she's gonna talk a
So
more in detail about
heck,
how she started Sumuji.
heck yeah. So it's 2021 right now, and Michael and I determined that I first joined his group back in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so long, and he operated the night lounge. So after like, oh my gosh, what was it, like almost 5 years of being in the night lounge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, I've been in this group for a real long time, and I want to start like a not 18 plus group. I want to do a maid cafe, but I can't do it alone. So I was like, yo, sup, Michael? Wanna do another group? And then Sumuji was born.
Woo!
And at the time, I think I might have been living with Maid now, or we were very recently like ex-roommates because she went on to be in an even cooler house. Like, dang. But yeah, so Maid now was around a little bit, and we were doing like uniform designs, and it was just a real good time. And Michael was there, like, yes, we're gonna have a daytime group. It's there. And Tashi's like, I'm also here.
Yeah, I remember when you told me that, like, yeah, I want to start like a fruit themed cafe. I was just like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
so many themes. Like, I don't know what made me think that I had to be a themed maid cafe, but I was just really set on like having a theme so that everyone felt like they could kind of choose an identity and like be cohesive with that identity. And
But
I just
honestly, good call
fruits,
on that because
I
I
guess
love
so.
our fruit theme.
But that's one of those things where I was like, I have multiple options here. Like, I think another option was, and someone feel free to take this, I guess, but like another one was ice cream. I was like, oh, everyone can be a different ice cream. Like, someone could be chocolate chip and someone could be Neapolitan, and it'll be so cute. But I felt like fruits were just so much more diverse and so colorful and so fun. And who doesn't like a smoothie? A refreshing, fruity beverage in your life. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought of like different themes that we could go with, and I went through so many before landing on fruit, and it just stuck. As soon as I found out that Sumuji was like the name for smoothies, I was like, okay, this is such a winner. And everyone else was like, winner, let's go. And
Yeah,
so we were born.
I love it so much though. I remember I think it was last year we were all having a discussion and we were like, should we change to smoothie theme? So like ice, yogurt, milk, like add that into the mix, or should we
Can you
stick with
imagine
fruit?
an ice maid?
I would have loved that. Like I remember I joked like there should be like a blender like blades made.
I
That would
want
have been really cool.
These are all the
Blade.
things that happen in the conspiring of our uniform.
Yeah.
Well,
That
like
would
it
have been
would
so fun though.
maid and a honey maid, like those would have been really adorable. But like I don't know, something about I just feel like fruits. Fruits are the important part of Smuji's theme. So we're fruits.
Yeah, I agree. Fruits are really fun, but I wouldn't oppose to like maybe like a photo shoot or like a night lounge that like all
Okay.
smoothie
If,
themed.
can you imagine? Can we just give everybody blender accessories?
Yeah, like
20
I
maids and butlers running around with knives.
oh
Imagine
yeah,
if we had a blend made and they're just like jacked.
Oh my gosh.
like oh my god, I was thinking like a protein powder like made or butter.
Oh, yeah. So this is kind of the fun part about themed cafes, though, is like you just get to go wild with the ideas. And a huge part of our bonding is just being like, can you imagine this though? And like
Yeah, it's so
that's just such a huge
fun.
part of like the behind the scenes chat. But then because we have all these chats though, we're able to narrow down our events to such cohesive events, I feel like. Like I think we've done a lot of really good themed events on top of our existing themes. So like, our hot springs event, like we still all had our fruit accessories, but we were able to do the hot spring theme. And then we had the beach getaway theme. What was that called again?
It was called Beach Episode.
Beach episode. Yeah, because
Yeah,
every
so
beach
yeah,
episode,
so
beach episode lounge, all of our fruits are now fruity themed like beach episode ladies and butlers.
yeah, and then the flight attendant, oh my god, I
Oh,
loved the flight attendant
attendant
lounge. That was
was
so
my
fun.
favorite.
The
And
flight
I love
attendant.
Yeah.
So
Can I release what would have been our next event? Is that allowed?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so our next event right before the pandemic hit, we were supposed to go to Phoenix Comic-Con and we were gonna do a sports event.
Yeah,
So everyone would have been in PE uniforms, but with their little fruit badges, and we were gonna do like a team citrus versus team like unidentified fruit because what is a fruit aside from citrus? I don't know.
Yeah, we had it like all planned out. Like we were gonna do like team games with each other, like competitions. We were all gonna be in like the gym uniform, so like the ringer t-shirt with like the little like sports shorts and the socks and the tennis shoes and like batons and all the sports memorabilia. It was gonna be so
Man,
cute. And
I just
then
loved it too because like we were like relay races. How do we make a relay race safe for indoors? And also, Maid Marcy, you're the orange maid. You citrus guys were getting way too into it.
Yeah,
oh
I
my
was
god.
looking forward to
Like
it
it
so
almost
much.
started like a citrus clique. Citrus was like, "We're gonna beat the berries' butts." Like, and me and
Honestly.
I live with the blueberry maid, so it's blueberry maid and strawberry maids live together, and we were just like, "Oh heck, dude! Like citrus is ganging up on us."
It would have been a lot of fun. I know that I think about it, I think for
The
like the
people
relay
were
race,
so
we probably would have done like, I don't know, crab walking or something.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Okay. So point is when everything's safe and we can all be friends again, we're gonna have such a good time and we're gonna live our sports event in real life and it's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, I cannot wait to do that again.
Mm.
But yeah, so the TLDR of how to start a maid cafe. I would say build a team of people you know and trust that you could build it with. Start take the time to plan out your ideas and your designs. I know Marcy, excuse me, Kyuki. She took a really long time. She took her time,
Literally
making
months.
sure. Yeah, I would say
Mhm.
even like a whole year. You were just like taking your
Yeah,
time
because the
with
idea had run
designing
by me
Sumuji.
before, but I was like, I gotta be careful about this. Like, I don't want to announce it until it's like pretty
Ready.
far in the works. And then I do remember too, like I just put it out there like on my personal Facebook and like I don't have a lot of people on my private Facebook, but I just kind of put it out there. I was like, does anyone have interest in this? And the response was like overwhelming, absolutely
Mhm.
overwhelming. And I was just like so emotional about it. So we all got together at my house because it was safe to do that. And we all just kind of got together and started working on our uniforms. And that was that. As soon as we like launched ourselves, we like immediately started a hiring season.
Yeah, because the response from that event of like people were like, "Oh, what is this new maid cafe? Can I join?" And we're like, "Yeah, yeah, we'll open it up for you." And it
Yes,
was
and
so much fun.
it was thanks to our manager Dojima that we were even able to like
Yes,
yeah, like
yes, but that he got us the
Dojima,
Taiyu gig. Yeah,
that
Yeah,
was incredible.
thank you so
I,
much. You helped.
you're welcome. I definitely wanted to give you guys this space because I know how hard you guys have been working. And I thought what would be better than an event that I can control all the variables at least
Mhm,
at the
mhm.
moment anyways.
Is it weird that I still remember our panel submission being really cheesy?
Oh yeah, I do. I remember I
I
worked really
remember
hard on it.
yeah, dude, I remember we were, like, setting it back and forth, and I was like, "Hang on, let me find the synonym for this word," and we were like, "Come enjoy the refreshing fruity flavors of this," and, like, it was just so cheesy.
I loved it though.
It's precious. I want this engraved on my grave. Just saying.
Started
Put the
Sumuji.
refreshing fruity flavors smoothie on my grave, please. Thanks.
So yeah, everyone after the design process and you took your time, then I guess you could do what Kyuki does and uh ask your personal friends to see if who would be interested and then uh debut debuts in some way online at an event wherever it may be and you just take it from there.
No, and I gotta
Mhm.
be honest, I've actually had some people that like we were like acquaintances in the past, but I've had a couple people even message me and be like, I'm in another state, I'm in a totally other area, I want to start this thing. Even in our own state, people have messaged me being like, and I'm just like, because they look at Sumuji and they're like, oh, and it's just been so cool in their own lives. And that was just really exciting to have them come to me and be like, I'm starting my thing. Please help. And I'm just like, oh, I'm honored. Heck.
Honestly, I think you're a good manager though, like in everything.
Well, I appreciate that because, like I said, I
Yeah.
couldn't do it without you guys.
Can't do without you.
Hello, I operate the taxes. The end.
Oh, please, you do so much more than that.
A little bit, the bookkeeping and the payouts, and it's all real fun. So,
So,
yeah.
okay, yeah. So man, I feel like we could just keep talking forever and forever about like just being admins of a maid cafe. It's just so much fun to do.
Exactly. No. And even
Yeah.
though we are admins, like I said, like we value the opinions of our staff members
Oh yeah,
so
absolutely. I feel like
you is a pull.
anything that we might do, we ask everyone else first.
I think
Mhm.
like 9 out of 10 of our like group posts on Facebook are polls.
Our polls, yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, which ones do you guys like more? Pick one.
Exactly. Like, and they could be as silly as like, would you rather be a trash panda or a squirrel? Like weird
I
polls.
was like, I need the opinion of others, please.
Everything is
All
an
right.
opinion.
So for my next question I have is so we'll start with Dojima or Michael. So what type of work experiences have you had that helps you run Sumuji so smoothly? And I know you mentioned that you used to be an in-person events professional.
So at the moment, I have a lot of background in recreation,
Mm-hmm.
both with like parks and community management, as well as tourism and events. That really
Yeah.
helped me pinpoint what Sumuji needed,
Yeah.
in what ways that we could give back to the event and our audiences, um, a little more deeply, and knowing, because I've worked for the city of Phoenix and knowing what they expect and what they look at when they um, look for groups to attend an event, it helps me reach out to other events that may not have been, on that same level as like a local government sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it really helped me. Well, it wasn't just me with, with your two, both of your help. It helped me keep the image of Sumuji super high. Because one thing I keep hearing is, well, look at the quality of your social media. Look at the quality of your uniforms. Everybody's so cute, and they view us on, that professional level, which, most groups like us need to be on in order to maintain a relationship with these events.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional hearing this because like I'm just remembering like the times that we've gone to events and like we've been interviewed by like college students or like
Oh
event
yeah.
magazine people, and I don't know, it's real neat. So thank you, Dojima. Thank you for all that you do.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. So well versed in the tourism, community management, events, all of that. So good. What about you, Kuki? What type of life experiences have helped you run Sumuji smoothly?
Oh Lord. For some reason I wasn't prepared for this because I was just listening to Dojima. Um I honestly think that I just like the sense of community that I get from the maid cafes, and I really
Mhm.
expand off that sense because I'm a very introverted person and I'm one of those people that runs out of spoons real fast. I'm like, oh, a convention's this weekend? Cool. Nobody talked to me for like a month after the fact. So
Oh
I
yeah,
put
because
my
you get
I
so
put my
exhausted.
all into the event itself because I'm just like, I want every single person who comes through our door. I'm a people pleaser, so like everyone who comes through the door, I want them to feel excited in some way, shape, or form. And I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. Like I think on my personal Instagram, I even asked them like, "Hey, do you think maid cafes are creepy or cool?" Like I'm very aware that some people just do not like maid cafes, and that's okay because I think they're so cool. And I don't know, I really thrive off the fact that like I've been doing cafes since I was like 16. I just turned
Mhm.
20. Can I say this? I just turned 25. So I've been
Oh
doing
no,
maid
it's fine.
cafes for almost 10 years. Like that's wild.
That is wild. Holy
So
moly.
yeah.
Oh
So
wait, Michael, weren't you in a cafe like a long time ago?
Oh man, that's experience. Uh, yeah, I was in a couple of maid cafes actually, before turning to a management side. I think the first cafe I was in was called Cafe Moe.
Oh my
I
gosh,
think
even I don't know what that is.
I think I just turned
either.
I think I just turned 18 when I joined
Whoa.
that.
Oh,
It was long ago,
wow.
and then I was in at your service for a little bit, and then I stepped away from there, and then I wasn't in one for quite a while, and then I started doing all the nighttime stuff, and oh
And then
man,
you had me come up like, yo, sup?
yeah, I don't even want to think. Oh man, I've been doing this for a secret amount of time. Um,
All good. We've got my Maid Cukies open admission of being in maid cafes for 9
okay.
years.
I'm turning 30 in a couple of months.
Oh wow.
So I've been doing it for 12 years at this point.
Wow.
That's
I
incredible.
I feel so old.
It's okay
No,
because
it's
we're the
fine.
admins of the group. We've got members. Like everyone
Yeah.
in our group, I think is like they're in their adult lives, but they just might not have been doing it as long as us. So point is, we really like maid cafes, and we really like creating events and comfortable vibes for customers and
Mhm.
attendees, and I don't know, just like the ability to perform in front of a crowd and like when they start doing like little things like chanting or like clapping and like it's just so fun because you just want to provide like a good experience for everybody, you know?
Yeah, true, true,
Mhm.
true. Oh, I just
And
realized something too. Did both of you work customer service at one point in your life? So like you
oh
know how to
yeah,
like interact with like customers and like people?
yes.
Oh, all day, every day.
Oh my
So
gosh,
it's
that's
actually
like
funny.
a
I've
skill.
worked with both Maid Now and Maid Kiwi, and both were a very interesting experience because for a while, Maid Now was like my manager, and then
I
I
remember
moved
that.
on. Yeah, and then I moved on and Maid Kiwi. She wasn't my manager per se, but like she was my coworker, and we worked at a restaurant, so I learned a lot so much from Maid Kiwi. Maid Kiwi is such a good server, and wow, just wow. If you ever get served by Maid Kiwi, be ready for an experience because Gold Star A plus. She taught me a lot.
That sounds like such I think I might have her on for an episode and be like, "All right, Kiwi, we're gonna discuss hospitality. Tell me everything. Tell me your secrets."
Things, all the secrets and all the things, and Kiwi's hospitality. I don't want to call them tactics, but like, dang, she just knows some things. And I'm like, wow, I never would have thought of that. And she helped me manage like an understaffed restaurant at the end of the day. So, meat cafes at conventions being a sort of like faux restaurant, like working at a real restaurant, was a very special experience. And if you want to run a maid cafe, I would highly recommend just like try being a hostess, try being a server, because I think like the experience that you get from being a hostess and a server in like the real world, in like the real Western world, is very valuable to doing that, replicating that at a anime convention or gaming convention or wherever whatever you are.
Yeah, my
Mhm.
first job actually, I was a server. I
Were
did that for
you?
yeah, my first job, I was a server, and I did it for 2 years, and I started working I originally thought it was just gonna be a summer job, just so I have some money, but I ended up liking it a lot, actually. I learned that, oh, I actually like serving people, I like talking to people, and also, like, money.
Mhm.
But
Oh,
yeah, but
same
I
job.
realized that's where I learned that I like to serve other people, just like, I don't know, I
That's
like
so
I'm a people
exciting.
person. And
My
honestly,
first
even during those 2 years I was there, and it was my first job, like, a very long time ago, I still retain those skills I learned, and I apply them to our events, and even right now, like, me talking, like, when I was, like, a kid growing up, I was not a talker, like, at all. And
Really?
now, like yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and then when I got my
wow.
server job, and after being at it for a while,
So
I
you
was
just went
like,
straight to being a
wow.
server? Like, was it like a
Well,
restaurant?
okay, my first real job, well, not real job, but the first time I got like someone paid me for my services, I worked at a haunted house.
That's
I
very
was a
sad,
spooky
though.
zombie in a haunted house. That was the first time I got
How
a paycheck
fitting.
for my serv. Yeah, I know, right?
For anyone who doesn't
Mm.
know, Maid Marcy is the spooky maid. Like, she
Yeah.
started as the pumpkin maid, but then we had the debate, is squash a fruit? And the answer was no.
Well, okay, real fast, pumpkin is a fruit and it's not. It's a vegetable
Wait.
and it's not. And but a pumpkin is a
Wait.
gourd. So
Is a gourd a fruit? Wait, I don't remember. I don't remember.
honestly, I looked into it like a lot and it's all like pumpkin is a fruit, pumpkin is not a fruit, pumpkin is a vegetable, pumpkin is not a vegetable. I'm like,
Okay,
please.
Google's telling me pumpkin is a fruit or vegetable, so it's both.
Exactly. I
Oh
don't
my
know. It's
gosh.
great.
Wait, I just want to throw this out there. We had a group of people. They really were great and they loved us and I loved them. And I'm a little sad that their idea never came to fruition, but we had a group that was like, okay, so y'all the fruit cafe, right? Okay, we're gonna come and clutch as the vegetable cafe. And they were
I
straight up
remember
like, we're gonna
that.
be the celery maids and the spinach butlers. And I'm a little disappointed that that never happened.
Yeah, I remember they came to me too, and they're like, and I was like, "Oh, please do, because that would be so cute." And I
One of
remember I loved the name of their cafe. The name of their cafe was Puree, and I was like, "Oh my god,
Oh yeah.
put out there.
perfect."
One of our maids is their wives. So
I thought it was brilliant. Even if it doesn't become a real thing, can it be like a little like comic, like four-panel
make
comic, please?
a little
Make it happen.
cabbage maid cafe dress because I want to be the cabbage maid if that comes to fruition.
Oh, I would love to do that. Even like
Oh,
little OC. I'll make a maid sona for it.
Yeah, it was kind of
Arizona.
funny. He that puree joke is still going on.
Please, can
You
they
know?
like
Expect it.
can you guys like
Want
do
it to
doodles
happen.
of your maid sona? I want to see it.
Yeah, I can see what I can get them to do if they want to do that.
I will help with the designs. I just want to be a part of the vegetable cafe.
That'd be so cute. But yeah, as I was saying,
Puree.
my server job that I still hold skills from, it taught me how to be a people person in front of people, how to serve, how to be deliver good customer service. And honestly, ever since then, I apply it to literally every single job I've been to. Like, y'all, for a summer, just try it. Just see what it does,
Oh,
and
dude,
maybe it'll
especially
help
if
you like
like
do a
you're
cafe.
malleable in your career, even if you're not, even if you're just like, I work 40 hours a week, I'm dead every week. Just go serve at
Mhm.
night. Go do it. Go try it. It's so much fun. Like, I don't know.
Summer job, summer job. I used to work like weekends in the summers or on school year, so I had a good time.
I kind of want to work with Maid Kiwi again, even though I'm already suffering for like
No, don't
40.
do it. Don't do it. Don't
Wait,
do it.
I want to open up
just
a cafe or like a
just
bakery or
pray,
something. I think that would be
and we're gonna
amazing.
subject other people.
Oh,
So
that'd be so good.
keep on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
Please,
But yeah,
please.
I would say like yeah, my skills. I used to do serving, and I have a background in community outreach and like events and stuff too. So
Well,
good
you
stuff.
went to
Good stuff.
seminars for this. Like you literally went to seminars to learn how to create our social media. Like that's crazy.
Hey man, like I like learning.
And then I mean you speak about the design stuff. Like I went to school for design, so like that was
Oh
kind of
yeah, you did.
ish because, you know, college is fun. Real fun. I switched degrees
But
a lot.
even
But
then,
real
you still like you still
is
do like professional design work, and that still like helps us a lot too.
yeah, no, it's real fun. So let's see. Is there anything else that we're missing?
Yes, yes. We're gonna wrap it up soon, but I'm gonna get to the last few here. So, what would you say like the amount of effort it takes to run a successful group? Because I think that's like something that's not very talked about in any like say like cosplay or convention group is that there is a lot of work that go into like running these things.
Oh man. I would say this is definitely subjective and this is definitely going to change from group to
Mhm.
group to group. But within our group specifically, I would say or I guess like overall, I don't know. Sorry, I'm being confusing. But I would say that this is definitely a subjective question, and it depends on how many people you have on your staff and what your personal goals and expectations are within your events.
Yeah.
So the fact that we have 3 managers, like I couldn't imagine successfully operating all of our social media, all of our contacts, and all of our bookkeeping all by myself. Like that's literally the reason I reached out to other people that seemed to to be good professional help, because that's just crazy to do that all as one person. And if you can do that as one person, that's crazy. Like, dang, go you. But like, I just don't want to see people get exhausted, because in the Western world, like we all have lives away from the maid cafe, and that's just kind of a fact. So, team effort. Yeah, go.
I definitely want to reiterate that it's a lot, even on my end, because it's not just booking the event, it's maintaining that relationship with the event, and
Absolutely.
a lot of people don't realize just how much effort that is. Now, I'm a little biased because I have been doing this for so long that I don't feel like it's that much effort. But when somebody stops, when somebody stops me and goes, "Hey man, you need a break. You've been doing meetings and calls, for a week straight. Go play Final Fantasy for a little bit." And I'm just like, "Oh, I guess I haven't. I guess I haven't really been doing." My wife has given me a look.
I'm the one who does
But it's just kind of like, oh yeah, I can devote so much time to this and getting everything right that I forget to take a break. And I can't imagine if I had to do what you two do as well, or even what Dana does for the boat. So if I have to do that all by myself, I'd probably go crazy.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And both of our groups have been around for a while, and I think that's kind of, I don't want to like, I don't know, I don't want to sound weird, but like I think there's kind of a point to that both of our groups have been around for so long, because we have so much help within our groups. Like there are so many people that are willing to put time and effort towards these groups. So like on my end, like with the design and everything, like when we have an upcoming event and someone says, "Hey, my uniform doesn't quite fit anymore, can we fix it?" We've got 3-4 people at my house that are fixing up this uniform, trying to make it perfect in time for the event. And when we were first designing these uniforms, like I had people over at my house every single weekend, every spare moment that we had. Everyone was at my house sewing, doing what they could to help, even if it was just moral support. If they couldn't sew, they were just sitting there feeding me cake, getting groceries for me, and like while I sewed for them, and it was so lovely and so it was cute. It was so
Can
cute.
I tell a little story about that actually?
Yes, please do.
So I remember, like right before we debuted, like right before we went to our first TaiYuCon as Sumuji, you actually booked like a little like interview with Geek Life for us to like help us like get our name out there
Oh my
before we
god!
like went to the TaiYuCon. And I
Yeah.
remember you were like, "Marcy, okay, so I booked us a thing, but it's this weekend and we need to make like 4 uniforms." And I was like, "Oh boy, here we go."
I know I did that. Also, shout out to Geek Life for being rad. Please go
Yeah.
check out Geek Life. Geek Lyfe, Geek Life, run by D'Angelo. It's great.
Yeah, and I remember, I think I spent like 2 days at your house just making my uniform, and it was just like it was fun though, like, even though it was like rise and grind, like, we're making, maid dresses all day, it was still, like, a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, like, paying for an event itself, it's like, I'm sitting there downloading all the music, organizing it into playlists, being like, okay, all members, all 20 some odd members, who's dancing, who's singing, who's doing what? Like, have you prepared your stuff? And we haven't even touched on the dance team, like this whole stream, but we do.
Oh, believe me, that I have an episode planned for that.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah, long story short, dance team used to meet like once or twice a week to prepare all of our dances. And like, it was a task.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But honestly, like, I think that's what's so great about all of us too, is, like, we all have, like we want to help each other. Like, with
Yes.
even, like, non-admins, like if we're not helping, like us three are not helping each other, then someone or a few of them in the group are going to help us, or we're gonna help them,
Like the
and
crazy
it's
part,
really
like
good.
I'm just kind of off living my life, doing my 40 hours a week and paying my bills, and then I come back home and I look on social media and I'm like, wow, what did Sumuji do while I was gone? Because like Tomato and Haru have a new song. What is this?
Oh, they're
And
so
it's
cute.
just so exciting because like I don't know, people can just have fun with it, and that's how it be. Like once you get to this point,
Yeah.
like there's a lot of prep that goes into it, but once you're there, you can kind of just like have fun, have lots of fun.
Yeah. And just like helping each other. It's really fun because like oh, do you remember last year, our last time we all got together pretty much? We shot a dance cover
We
and
did.
we took photos and we kind of like did it all ourselves within the help of our own group. So like our maid Anna, she did the
The
video for
videography.
us. Yeah, she shot the video for us and she did the editing for us, and we thank her all the time. I love her so much.
Anna
And
was a
yeah,
blessing. Anna's another one of those people that just showed up and we were just like, wow, where did you come from? And I think she said like, well, I saw you at Matsuri and I liked it. And then I applied.
yeah. And then Maid Kyuki that same day she shot most of the photos.
And then Maid Ambi edited all the photos because I was having such a problem because we shot over it was for Valentine's Day and we shot over that red backdrop, but we were in we were in like a room that had a mirror in front of like the red backdrop. So the red backdrop like reflected on everybody and made everybody kind of orangey. So Maid Ambi was like, "Hold up, I can fix this." And Maid Ambi edited all the photos for us. It was so crazy.
Yeah, and just like I just love like that camaraderie that we all have with each other. It feels good.
Yes. Is talented in their own ways, even if they initially come in and they think, oh, I don't have a talent, like their moral support ends up being so valuable to our group. Like I would think Maid Andy or Maid Peach would be a
Maid
really great
Lulu.
Maid Lulu. Everyone has so many. So sorry. Maid Lulu would be like a really great example because if you're working on Maid Lulu's uniform, Maid Lulu is gonna be there and she's like, all right, what do you want? What do you want? Sushi? Do you want drinks? Sushi? I'll bring both. Okay, I'll be there. And she'll be there while you fix up her uniform for her. And she's just so sweet about it. And I don't know, I really like that. And then also at the same time, like she'll reinvent her look constantly. And like, I just appreciate that. I appreciate that so much and all of our staff
Mhm.
members.
Oh man, I can't wait to see everyone again though.
I know, it's been a minute. We
It's gonna
honestly
be
all
fun.
haven't been together since our last Taiyu event because I think during
Yeah.
our last event ever was Kikori and I was in Japan with my mom and you guys were all having fun and that was it. That was the end of it. Like that was virtual events only from there. And only
Mhm.
lately we're starting to be able to like get back together. So during a couple virtual events, like we've had a couple mates be able to be together again.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hopefully hopefully we'll have a cute summer together and slowly make some more content with each other again.
Yeah, and not to mention we have new hires
Oh,
that have
right.
never been through an event. We have new hires that have never done an event with us, and I'm so excited for it because I think it's
Well,
gonna be so great.
we had our Maid Cube and Maid Fade. They did a few digital events with us already,
Yes, and then
but
Maid
they
Cube.
haven't done in person yet. But
Well,
please, everyone, look forward to it.
Maid Cube did some in-person events. Maid Cube was actually like almost like a rental maid, I would call her. We were like, oh no, like there's okay, so we talked about earlier, we were like, oh, we're only allowed to bring, you know, X amount of maids to this event. There have been absolutely events where like all of our maids are like, no, I'm busy. I can't do this event. And we're just like,
Yeah.
oh no. So like we've had
Yeah,
to reach
sometimes
out.
that'll happen.
Yeah, it does happen.
We're
But
shorthanded.
that's part of maintaining the balance though. So like we've had a couple people that we've had to reach out to. We're like, hey, can you wear this uniform and act cute for a weekend? And they ended up loving it and they ended up applying. And yeah, that was now it's history and we can't wait to have them at the first real full-fledged event.
Oh, I cannot wait. All
So
right,
yeah.
so we're gonna end the episode with the last few questions here. We'll be really fast about it. So we got these questions from an Instagram Q&A I put out. And one of them was, how difficult is it to plan virtual events?
I would say if you have someone who's really, really well versed in technology and operating on Twitch and streaming platforms in general, it's not that difficult. But otherwise, if you have to put in your own research, time, and effort into just doing the research, it becomes a lot more difficult. But I think Dojima's going to have a lot more to say on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it is. There is a lot of planning that goes into it, almost the same amount that goes into planning an in-person event. But that's for large digital events. For stuff that we've done, you got to look at your time frame. You got to look if you have enough content to fill that time frame, and then you got to look at if everything's going according to plan, because it's not just something that you can sit and kind of let run, because something's always bound to happen.
Oh, yeah.
One thing that I tell people is that in this new age of digital events, you're no longer planning a convention like it's normal. You're planning it more like a television broadcast. So you have to worry about the screen time. You have to worry about the ads. You have to worry about everything there. So it's just a different way of handling, and then you do. It's a lot of mental strength, to be completely honest. So.
That's a really good point, though, because I remember when we first started digital events, you said that you wanted to produce Japanese TV style content.
Yeah, I think that was before the pandemic happened.
Yeah, but we're getting there. We learning.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and the next question I have is, do you two have a story of a maid, or when we were hiring maids or butlers that you particularly liked? So a story. So okay, I'll go first to kind of give an example.
Because
so for me, it was I would say it's either Butler Haru. Butler Haru just blew us away. I know we talk a lot of hype about Butler Haru. I love that guy.
But Butler Haru, I hope you listen to this, because wow.
Yeah, he blew us away. He was just very charismatic, a cool guy. We knew that we got to know him through his audition video, and he sang a song and he performed the uke. Is that how you say it? Ukulele? Uke?
Ukulele. And we all swooned a little bit.
Yeah, and he was like, I hope to join your maid cafe. Thank you so much for watching. And I was just I'm so charmed by this gentleman right here. Please, let's bring him on. And my other one was Maid Cube. I thought Maid Cube was so funny in her audition video, and I was like, oh yeah, if I didn't know her, this is her. I just got to know her.
You know who blew me away? I think it was Butler Rio blew me away.
Oh, right.
With his editing of his video. I'm just like,
agree.
Am I watching a YouTube channel right now? What's going on? And I'm just like, yep, no, he's got the personality and the energy that we need.
Mm-hmm.
Butler,
and I remember even
was one of those people that just kind of came on and they had subbed for us at one teeny tiny event, and then their audition video just blew us away. We were like, wait, what? This is crazy. I don't know, his audition video, I agree. I was like, is this a professional YouTuber coming at us? Who dis?
It's so good. What about you, Kiki? Do you have any stories of someone that that we hired that you were when you saw them audition, you were just oh yes, this is the one?
Okay, so I've got a couple, and maybe it's just because I'm too sentimental, but I'm gonna agree with you on Butler Haru, because Butler Haru just came out of nowhere and just
he really did.
And then Butler Rio too. Even though Butler Rio had subbed for us one time, his audition video was so crazy. I was like, dang, okay, this is too good. This is too good. And then on the final hiring session, the one right before the pandemic, we had 2 maids, and one of them was indeed Maid Cube. Maid Cube. Like we
Oh my
all
gosh.
knew Maid Cube. It's the truth. We knew Maid Cube. But their audition video, dang. I
It
was
was
just
like
not it was so funny. I think we were at dance practice and we like rewatched it like 3 or 4 times because even though we knew this person, we were just like, did they really film this and put this on YouTube? Like this is just too
absolutely.
it was so perfect and they were so funny and they were so charming. I was just like, I already knew that like I loved this person, but like then they put this video out there. They put so much effort into their audition that I was just like, okay, like they knew we loved them and they still put so much effort into their audition. It was insane. And then the final person that I want to mention is Maid May, which no one has had the
Oh,
pleasure to meet
yes,
yet.
Maid May.
May
She's
is one
also like very like YouTubey, but like
yes, but so
like a
charming,
glamorous
so
way. Yeah,
talented, and so
so cute.
skilled. And I know Maid May is like a very hard worker, and I really hope that they stick with Sumuji to the point that they get to go to a physical event and everyone gets to meet Maid May because they don't even have a uniform yet. And I'm just like, Maid May, yes, go you. But
But
yeah,
honestly, like our new hires though, they cut what's contribute I can do words. They contributed to Sumuji, like even in like not in like say like their in
yeah.
person of
Hasn't May done like
event.
art for us and everything?
Yeah, so our maid May, she made us brand new Twitch panels for us. So if you're listening, go to our Twitch right now and go look at those beautiful panels that she did for us.
Oh,
They are
Maid
so cute. And our little raspberry butler, Butler
May.
Wren,
Oh, that's
they
right. That's
did
right.
yeah, they did the new cover photo for us on our Facebook page, and I also posted it on Instagram, and it looked beautiful. They delivered exactly what I wanted.
Wow. Yeah, I completely forgot because Butler Wren, our raspberry butler, is a sibling who did a previous podcast with us. And
Yeah,
at
she's done
first
too.
I thought they were gonna be like a part of our dance team and that was gonna kind of be it, but then they full on auditioned. I was like, wow.
Yeah, they were so good.
This is insane. So yeah, our auditions always surprise us and there are just some super spectacular people that we just wow. Yes, wow. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, this whole Sumu thing, it's a huge group effort, and we love it all. Okay, so I think we're, near the end now. Wow. I just love talking to you guys. I love hearing what you guys have to say.
Missed you.
I miss
I
you all
missed
so
you
much.
a lot.
to hang.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully one day we'll be able to do, an episode where we're all in the same room and I get to look at you.
My dream video, I want to decorate cookies with everybody. So
Oh,
now
that'd be
that we're all
cute.
vaccinated, maybe we can plan that.
Yeah, we could just, like, a podcast while decorating cookies.
Get my Kiwi, our ultimate food service handler lady on this.
Yes, yes, yes. Alright, so we're gonna end the episode. Do any you 2 have any parting words of, like, saying anyone who's listening who may want to start a maid cafe of their own?
uh I want to say do it. Do it
Mhm.
strategically because and do it with support because even if you feel like you don't have it initially, like having somebody there alongside the ride is just
Mhm.
I don't know, you always have that person to fall back onto. Like even if something is really successful, like you internally may feel doubts, but like your partner in crime is gonna be like, nah, dude, we cool as heck. And like that just goes such a long way because there's been so many moments with Sumuji that I'm just like, why did I do this? Why am I paying taxes right now for a maid cafe in the West? Like that's kind of weird, right? But then
Hey,
I
it's a
just
passion project, okay?
exactly. It's a passion project. So be sure that you're willing to invest in that passion and don't do any nefarious things like serving food when you're not legally allowed to. Check your laws, check your local laws, but
And,
enjoy the experience.
What about you, Michael?
and to go along with
I feel
that,
like they're traumatic at this
mistakes are gonna happen. They're always bound to happen. It's not it's not the end of the world if something goes wrong. Always have a plan B. It's not about how you fall, but it's about how you get back up again. Just remember that.
Yes.
Ooh, I
Man,
think
such good advice from y'all.
yeah, I think having this is gonna sound Zodiac jazz. This is gonna sound like some Zodiac jazz, but like honestly, look at your personality types within your group and kind of keep tabs of that because like
Yeah.
you're gonna need your extroverts and your introverts, and you're gonna need your people who use their intuition, and you're gonna need people who use purely brain power, and you're gonna have to work together. And it's so, so important to listen to everybody's views.
Mm-hmm. And my advice is I know everyone says it, but I guess like the older I got, the more I realized that like you really do just need to be yourself. Like I guess depending on the context of the cafe you're working, if it's a character cafe, then obviously you can get into your character, but if you're not having a character, then just authentically be yourself and I promise you that you will have fun and the people you do it with will also have fun. And also, it wouldn't hurt to uh, get some customer service in there. Do a summer job.
I
Do
love the
serving. You'll
idea
like
of
it.
doing
Maybe.
customer service to get into Maid Cafe mode. Just like
Hey, it's
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 so
very valuable
cool.
skills. Like, look at me. I'm
I
talking. I
know.
have a
I'm a
podcast.
person that's just like, wow, I talked to a stranger today. I have no spoons for a month. And I'm like, oh. And I remember like when I was doing like the serving job, I don't know, I remember using those skills to do Maid Cafe, and I remember vice versa, using my Maid Cafe skills to do serving. Like they're just so synonymous.
Mhm. Even then, yeah. Even if not at Maid Cafe, at home too. Like I know how to carry a lot of plates. Thank you everyone for joining us on this admin reveal. It's really been what you may call like a work in progress to like out ourselves out like this because we try really hard not to do like uh doing admins and like head maids and hierarchies and like that. But we decided, hey, it's been long enough. We can say who we are and what we do and share our knowledge with everyone. So we're very, very happy to celebrate today, May 10th, May Day. Yay! To celebrate May Day with everyone and tell you how to do Maid Cafe stuff from an admin point of view.
Yay.
And yeah, yay! And since we're on a bi-weekly schedule, the next episode will also be maid related that I'm pretty sure everyone will want to listen to because it goes into a very, very important aspect of being in a maid cafe. So
Wait,
everyone, thank you
what
so
is
much
it?
for joining me. I'll tell
I
you.
want to
I'll
know.
tell you later. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.
I literally don't know. Our
Everybody.
social media manager does what she wants.
Bye.